another philosopher comes to mind, Levinas, and his construction or his identification of identity and how it's developed is it's constructed against the other. And I think we're seeing a hyper emphasized nature to that identity construction now. It seems like everything is political. Just like you were mentioning, how can a pandemic that has no political affiliation whatsoever be distorted for the purposes of political gain? How can people, and we're noticing this now, and I'd love to dive a little bit into that, given the activism we're seeing. I think that there might be a case to make that social media is spurring a lot of activism, especially regarding the Black Lives Matter movement. How do you go about balancing the dissemination of information, which I think undoubtedly has been increased as a result of these media, with the need to still be a minimalist in some sense and not get overwhelmed by all the information you're placing back into your brain?
Yeah. Well, so I think there's two value propositions that social media platforms like Instagram, like Twitter have that are good value propositions. They born out to be net positive in people's lives. And that's the informational and the inspirational. So as you're saying, let's say there's a protest march about something you care about being organized in your town. Twitter can be a very efficient method for finding out it's at 5 o'clock. Or for gathering, starting a march that no one was thinking about. We also should not underestimate the power of inspirational social media. I used to put this down, but I've learned in sort of my travels and dealing with people that there's something very powerful. If there's a particular change you're trying to make in your life, if you can be exposed to other people who have made the change and have been successful at it and are an exemplar of what you're trying to do, that's actually incredibly important. I mean, if you're trying to get in shape, it turns out the things I used to mock on Instagram of like, why are all these guys shirtless on Instagram? Like, what is this?
That would be Joey.
Why is Joey always shirtless on Instagram? It turns out Joey is actually helping a lot of us, have there's actually something that's a good hijacking of the brain. It's like, okay, I see this. There's this Navy SEAL, Jocko Willink, who's, so his only Twitter feed, from what I understand, is just pictures of his watch every morning at 4:30. He takes a picture of his watch at 4:30.
That's incredible.
That's when he gets up to exercise. So I think the informational and the inspirational are actual value propositions that these platforms brought that are useful. So I had someone on was asking on my podcast recently, like, I'm miserable marinating social media, but I have these uses. And my advice was like, well, just create a dummy account. Create a new account where you never say anything, not associated with you. You can use that account to follow inspirational things, and you can use it to find information about things. And then I further suggested, treat it like a TV show you really like. It's on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 8 to 8:45. And during those times, load it up on your computer, don't have it on your phone, and go on there and expose yourself to like, what's going on? Let me look at the information. Let me look at the inspiration. You get 99% of that value, but without any of the other performative aspects of social media that sucks you in and then has that brain warping aspect. So that's my harder advice. If you're fed up with what's happening to your brain, but there's these either inspirational or informational value, just create a new account. No one's ever going to give you a like. No one's ever going to get mad at you. No one's ever going to give you an applause emoji. No one's going to even know that it's associated with you, but it does allow you to gain access to that and then look at it by appointment. I mean, to me, you're taking the cost benefit ratio of social media. And if you do that, you're putting it dramatically back into your favor.